Hey you guys, what's up? It's Christian and that is Corey, and together we are SuperKamiGuru9000, and this is our review of Naruto 623. So the beginning of this chapter takes us right back to Madara and the First just having their conversations by the river, and it's very idealistic. I think we can always see that the First is very like, I want us to all get along, and Madara is, with his wisdom, you know, people aren't going to respect you unless you're strong. And that is one of Madara's cornerstones. He likes to command by power, command attention by power, and they both start training together. You can see that they're both super strong, and the first Hokage does manage to confirm that Madara will stop peeing if you're watching him. Yeah.
So if you guys just couldn't live without that fact, there it is. It's there for you. But still, there's a little bit more stuff at the beginning of the chapter. We get to go back and see what was going on with Family Hour with the Senjus. We get to see that Hashirama's like, yeah, I was hanging out with Madara down by the river. And his dad's like, you don't mean that Sharingan boy, do you? And essentially what's going on here is we realize that he's from the Uchiha clan. You can definitely see that this has shocked Hashirama. He's like, oh my god, everything I've known is a lie. But at the same time, he's conflicted because this is essentially his best friend at the time. And they basically go back and they do this really cool thing where they basically they warn each other. Because what's going on here is the father has put his son on a secret mission. He's like, next time you see this Madara kid, I want you to tail him. I want you to follow him home so we can figure out where this Uchiha hideout is. And they get there and they both do what they always do when they meet each other is they skip their stones. And that's kind of like their special greeting. And they had these like little things they wrote down on the stones, which is like, it's a trap! Get out of there! insert Admiral Akbar. And they start to run away, and this is probably the most interesting part of the chapter. I think the thing everybody's going to be talking about, there's a potential fight that's getting ready to start. We get to see that the father of the Senjus jumps in, and he has a name this week. It is Butsuma Senju, which is very fun to say. And he's hanging out with his other son, Tobirama, and he's all decked out in his badass ninja armor and everything. And they're getting, oh yeah. And they're getting ready to throw down with Madara's father, who we've never seen before, Tajima Uchiha. And his other brother, who we have seen before, Izuna Uchiha. Blah, blah, blah.
Dun dun dun. Uzina.
Xena, warrior princess.
Anyway, so that's the big cliffhanger at the end. Something we didn't mention that I thought was really awesome was how they were competing on the vertical wall climb. And then Hashirama's talking about how this is where he wants to start his village, and kids aren't going to have to go fight in dangerous missions. Like, people are going to go on missions based on their skill, and it's going to be a way more peaceful time. And it's they're also standing, you know, on Mount Hokage, where all the faces are going to be, and it's great symbolism to show, like, you know, the path that they're trying to achieve and how far it goes. Because, you know, obviously the Leaf Village is there, and they achieved that goal.
It's real similar to last week where Hashirama was basically talking about he wanted to like have this village that would happen, but nobody's like, that's never going to happen. But it's actually starting to come up to fruition here with Madara a little bit. And like you said, I didn't even notice at first when they were running up the mountainside that was actually Mount Ninjamore.
Yeah.
That was really, really clever because, you know, he's like, this is going to be our village one day. Obviously, the biggest thing we can take from this week's chapter is going to see the revelation of the two fathers this week. We got Butsuma Senju and we have Tajima Uchiha. And their designs, they're real similar to what we've seen before. Tajima, he looks a lot like Madara when he's a little bit older. However, he's got kind of that like Mizukage-looking face going on. He looks incredibly smug, which is not too, you know, crazy for an Uchiha person. But still, it's pretty cool. But the entire chapter by itself, I mean, it was still an entertaining read, but really about the first half, 75% of it, really, it was all sort of reinforcement from last week, just getting to see the you know, relationship between Hashirama and Madara develop a little bit more. But nothing really changed that much. Really, the big thing this week is that big confrontation that may be happening at the end, and this is possibly going to be what starts the bitter rivalry between Madara and Hashirama.
Yeah, it definitely seems like this is where everything's going to go south. They're going to have to start to fight, and this is just going to have to test their friendship. They're going to be like, wait, I care about my clan, I care about my younger brother. They both have the younger brother dynamic, so that's going to be a big thing. I can tell.
both the fathers and the younger brothers come in to fight. That's pretty interesting, and they both. I don't know much about Izuna Uchiha because they haven't really talked about him too much aside from stuff in flashbacks. So, you know, we got the eye for Madara and everything. But maybe his personality is just batshit insane. Maybe he's just a real badass fighter. I'm not really sure. But that's the way Tobirama seems, so maybe that's the way he is too.
Yeah, I think that we're in store for a good fight, and I think we've been missing that through these flashbacks. We haven't really seen much, you know, fighting going on, and it's a battle manga, you know, so let's be honest, I want to see some fighting. So maybe next week. I'd also like to hopefully see us get out of these flashbacks by 2 more chapters and get back to the...
At least let us see Hashirama and Madara as adults.
Yeah, let's speed up the speed of this flashback and at least go, into them being at least teenagers.
Yeah, I mean, we still got 4 Edo Kages hanging out, and we got the fucking 10 tails going on. So let's get moving.
Let's keep it moving.
Now, that doesn't mean that this chapter was bad. There was actually a lot of good stuff. All the character artwork is good. There was a lot of little moments, like you said, running up Mount Ninja More. It looked really cool. It's really nostalgic. And that last panel was really damn cool. So it wasn't an awful chapter. But still, there were a few minor flaws, but you guys should definitely check this one out. So I think that's why we're going to drop an 8 out of 10 on this week's chapter.
Hell yeah, 8 out of 10. Okay, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out. Also, we just put out a Dragon Ball Z Movie 3 review. Go check that out. Yeah, it'll be in an annotation above, and the link will also be below in the comment section or in the description. So yeah, go check that out. We work really hard on those Dragon Ball Z movie reviews, so please watch them. And let us know down below what you thought of this chapter of Naruto. Okay, until next time, you guys. Peace.